Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good day. I know I'm about to have a great one, as always. Always pushing positive vibes out here on Malkuth, you know. But anyway, kind of what I wanted to talk about today was an interesting thing that happened over the weekend. I was, like I mentioned last time, I was out of town. I was in Mexico. I was there for a wedding, and I just kind of want to talk about blessings in disguise, you know, and just kind of how amazing they are sometimes. And you might not realize it until you really see it come full circle. But I guess to keep it brief too, I mean, there was this girl, I lived with her, we were good friends, we worked together, you know, this is when we were both growing up together, learning the fun stuff that is life. Somewhere along the line, she ended up getting pregnant with somebody, and there was like a big question as to whether or not they were going to go through with it, keep it, all that jazz. And I was involved in that decision-making process to a large degree, because at that time I was pretty like whatever about everything, like didn't care. But then, you know, obviously push came to shove, and like for me it was a really big moment, because I think I made a prayer about the situation for the first time. Probably prayed for real for the first time in like many years, you know. And basically what happened was I prayed about it, and then I made a phone call to the guy who was involved in the little triangle, and I said some choice words. I don't even think I was mean or anything, but I just said what I like prayed. I basically was like, what should I say? Like, you know, because I feel like there's something pushing me here to make, you know, like I'm being used, right, for the greater good. So I said what I said, and you know, it was interesting conversation. There was a lot of anger and stuff in it. But then the next day, everything changed, and a huge decision was made that they were going to go ahead and, you know, have the baby and do the right thing and make it work and all that kind of stuff, right? So, very short version of a long story, right? I didn't really do a lot of justice either the way I just described it, but, you know, whatever. So anyway, so what happens, you know, that was maybe 2 years ago, roughly. Yeah, about 2 years ago. So here we are 2 years later, and it's him and her, and they're at this wedding, and their 2-year-old's there, and all these people from literally all over the globe are all gathered in their name and in their presence and in their being. And it was like, I just looked at this baby girl, and I just was like, wow, like, if you think about it, if you really do, all this right now is happening because of you, you know? And it was just like amazing because, you know, it was a choice decision. Like, are you going to go left or go right? Are you going to be on the path or off the path? You know what I mean? It's not always easy to be on the path. It's a big decision to make a choice, to do something like that. But as I looked at it kind of come full circle, and there was like a lot, I feel like the weekend there was a lot of closure on all the events that kind of happened that led up to this point, you know, just kind of seeing everybody happy and healthy and smiling, and just the unity, and just the fact that everybody was together and celebrating, you know, these two people and the life that they're going to have, and the future kids they're going to have. I mean, all this amazing stuff happened from what seemed like a total curse, right? Oh, I'm pregnant, and I'm single, and I'm young, and what do I do? You know what I mean? It went from like, this is the end of the world, to like this weekend where I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is the beginning of something beautiful, and it's just getting started, and everybody feels that way. And, you know, everybody's so happy for them. I mean, you couldn't even really put it in words properly, right? So what am I really just trying to say? I mean, when you're confronted with something that's a difficult choice, you know what I mean? And it might look like the worst possible thing, and it might look like, you know, something that you wouldn't want to, that might be hard, too hard, or whatever. You know, if you are in alignment with God's will, if you do the right thing, you know, you'll be rewarded, and it will show. And I'm just telling you, I just saw it happen literally over the course. It takes time. It took about 2 years, right? But I'm seeing it come full circle, and it's so beautiful. And it's almost like, you know, you couldn't do it any other way. You couldn't make up a better story. You know, some of these things just play out the way they play out, and you know, that's when you really see God's work, you know, on full display, and it's beautiful. So anyway, sometimes, you know, it's a blessing in disguise, is what I would say, when it comes to life and just curveballs and, you know, craziness and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that quick story with you guys. Hopefully it's a blessing for somebody.